Every mystery begins with a question, a missing person, a forgotten object, a strange event buried in history. Sometimes the answers are hidden, sometimes they're never found, and sometimes the truth is stranger than anything we could imagine. Welcome to the Unexplained Archives. This is a collection of mysteries, crimes, legends, and unexplained stories from around the world. Imagine opening a book that no one has been able to read for 600 years. Every page is filled with careful handwriting. Every illustration looks deliberate. Strange plants, impossible diagrams, stars, zodiac wheels, women bathing through elaborate networks of pipes and pools. It doesn't look unfinished. It doesn't look random. It looks like someone knew exactly what they were writing. There's just one problem. No one else has ever understood a single word. Carbon dating places the manuscript in the early 15th century, sometime between 1404 and 1438. Historians have studied it for more than a century. Codebreakers who helped crack encrypted military communications during the Second World War examined it. Linguists, cryptographers, mathematicians, and now artificial intelligence. None of them have produced a translation accepted by scholars. No one knows who wrote it. No one knows what language it's written in, or whether it's a language at all. The Voynich Manuscript has become the most famous unreadable book in history, and after 6 centuries, we still don't know whether we are looking at a masterpiece or the greatest literary prank ever created. The manuscript seems to drift through history. Its earliest confirmed owner was Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, who reportedly purchased it in the late 16th century for 600 gold ducats, a fortune at the time. Whether he believed it contained secret scientific knowledge, alchemy, or hidden wisdom isn't clear. But whatever he thought it was, he believed it was valuable. Over the following decades, the manuscript passed through the hands of scholars and collectors before quietly disappearing from the historical record. Then, in 1912, it resurfaced. A Polish rare book dealer named Wilfred Voynich discovered it among a collection of old manuscripts at a Jesuit college near Rome. He immediately recognized that it was unlike anything he had ever seen. He spent the rest of his life trying to understand it. He never did. Today, the manuscript lives at Yale University's Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library, catalogued simply as MS-408. Anyone can examine it online. Thousands have tried. No interpretation has achieved scholarly consensus. The manuscript is divided into sections, apparently thematic. There's botanical section with drawings of plants that don't match any known species. Some look almost real, close enough to be real plants, different enough to be fictional. There's an astronomical section with circular diagrams that resemble zodiac charts. There's a biological section, the most visually striking, showing dozens of small naked women bathing in interconnected pools and tubes, with a structure that's interpreted as representing the human vascular system. There's a pharmaceutical section with jars and containers next to plant drawings, and throughout all of it, text. Dense, consistent, written in an unknown script. The text has internal patterns consistent with the real language. Letter frequencies, word lengths, and repetition all behave like natural language, not random noise. But no one has matched it to any known language, living or dead. Now let's look at some theories. Theory 1, a real encoded language. The most persistent theory is that the Voynich manuscript is written in a genuine language, either a real historical language we have lost, or a constructed philosophical language of the kind that medieval scholars sometimes created to encode universal knowledge. If so, the key to decoding it may simply not exist anymore. Without the codebook, a cipher is unbreakable. The greatest obstacle isn't the manuscript itself, it's that the key may have vanished centuries ago. Supporters point to the linguistic consistency of the text. Real languages have patterns. Random gibberish does not. The Voynich text has patterns. Theory 2, a hoax. Some researchers believe the entire thing is a masterfully constructed forgery, produced to sell to a wealthy buyer like Rudolf II who would pay anything for a book that appeared to contain secret knowledge. The problem with this theory, producing 240 pages of consistent, internally coherent fake text by hand with quill and ink, is extraordinarily difficult. Modern computer analysis suggests the text has enough complexity to be beyond what a simple hoax would require, but not impossible. A very patient, very clever forger could have done it. Creating hundreds of pages of internally consistent nonsense by hand would have required an astonishing amount of work. If this was a hoax, it was an extraordinarily ambitious one. Theory 3: A personal cipher. A third possibility: one person wrote it in a personal cipher or shorthand, never intending it to be decoded by anyone else. A journal, a recipe collection, an alchemical notebook, encoded simply for privacy. If the author died without passing on the key, the book is permanently unreadable. There are multiple claims to decipherments, scholars who say they've cracked it. None have been accepted, all have been challenged. As of today, the Voynich Manuscript remains exactly what it was in 1912, a beautiful, maddening, unreadable mystery that would explain why the writing looks meaningful while remaining impossible to decode. A personal code dies with the person who created it. In recent years, artificial intelligence has entered the investigation. Machine learning models have searched for hidden grammatical structures, recurring patterns, and possible linguistic relationships. Most research the same conclusion: the manuscript behaves much more like meaningful language than random text. But recognizing patterns isn't the same as understanding meaning. As of 2026, no AI system has produced a translation accepted by the scholarly community. The manuscript continues to resist every attempt to explain it. What fascinates me about the Voynich manuscript isn't that we can't read it, it's that it looks so readable. Every page suggests intention. Every sentence appears carefully written. Every illustration feels like it's explaining something. The manuscript never looks chaotic. It looks patient, as though it's waiting for someone who already knows the language. Throughout history, we have translated Egyptian hieroglyphs, deciphered linear B, broken wartime ciphers that governments believed were impossible to crack. Yet, one handwritten book from the 15th century still sits quietly on a shelf at Yale, refusing to tell us what it says. Maybe one day someone will discover the missing key. Maybe artificial intelligence will find a pattern every human has overlooked. Or maybe the Voynich manuscript will remain exactly what it has been for 600 years. A book that clearly has something to say, but no one left alive knows how to listen. And perhaps that's what makes it so unforgettable. Not that it's mysterious, but that it reminds us there are still places where human knowledge simply ends. And that's where the trail goes cold. Whatever the explanation may be, the questions remain. And as long as they do, the story continues. This channel is going to be home to a lot of stories like this one: unsolved, unexplained, but always rooted in real people and real books. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay curious.